How the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious. Welcome to the channel, and sometimes we have a viewer account with so many pulls, we kind of have to do it as its own event, as its own video, and that is the case today. We are here on Two Tone's account. He wants 2 copies of Sun Wukong or Bust, and after that, he still wants 1 copy of each of these limited rate up, they're not limited. These rate up units, these great rate up units, these banner units, the 20x for Talon and Draylin. We have 886 rare summoning crystals and over 44,000 diamonds. How many summons is that, you ask? Well, including selling off rares, we're talking over 1,600 summons potentially. Hopefully it doesn't take that much, but very likely it will. Not much left to say except chugga chugga choo choo, I guess. I guess that's all I can say. Actually, speaking of choo choo, I'd like to plug the other game I play all the time, and that is Etheria Restart. It's actually the game I play most right now. I have a new channel called Etheria Station. We always say choo choo over there. If you want to check it out, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you want to download Etheria, you'll find all the information over there. I suggest you give it a look, or at least download and try for a second if you want to support me. So choo choo. An unintentional but very natural transition and something I've been meaning to bring up in a video on a stream. So there we go. If you're watching live, one of the mods can share my download link in the chat. The only reason I popped open the hero screen here is I want to see his Wukongers. He's at A1 and he needs A3. Not much left to say. Let's do it. Let's go get it. The pity I believe he told me is at 9. 9 indeed. Here's a teachable moment. Your +1 does not count towards your pity. So the last legendary he pulled was Zealatu. This was just a bonus that came separately. This doesn't count as a pull. So we're at 9. We need to take this to 177 if we have to go to Mercy. Let's get after it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
I will tell you, we did a lot of viewer pulls today. I think it was 13 other accounts, and we hit on 3 different accounts. Our first 10 pull, we hit a legendary. The chances of that are crazy. The crazier thing is we hit over those 12 or 13 accounts, 14 accounts, whatever it was, 6 legendaries. Now, excuse me, 6 legendary lords. 6 legendaries. Imagine we only hit 6 legendaries. We hit 6 legendary lords on this normal banner. 6 off banner, normal, blue summon legendary lords. We've never seen anything like that in the history of my dozens of Pulse Party streams at this point. I think the most I'd ever pulled was like 3 total. And this wasn't even our biggest day ever. We didn't pull that many summons. 6 legendary lords. There's something in the air, something in the water today. Something ridiculous. We should actually see exactly how many we pull for him. We started at 12, 5, 3, 1. So we'll see where we end up here. How much we actually end up pulling. Let's get after it. Let's absolutely just get after it. Someone in chat is asking me, isn't it to 171, not 177? I didn't say 177, and if I did, I misspoke. It is 171. Did I not say 171? Didn't I say we're taking this thing to 171? Well, maybe I misspoke. You never know. When I make the video, maybe I'll rewind and we'll put that clip. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I probably have to go a little faster, otherwise it's going to take forever, because there are so many pulls to be pulled. I'm curious how many legendaries total we are going to get. I guess I'll keep track of that as we go. Looks like we might be going to a full pity here, which wouldn't be the worst thing ever for manipulation purposes. None of it really matters that much. We got a fat stack, obviously, though our blue crystals have dipped under 800. Landry says we expect 13 legendaries. That should be about right. On average, with the Mercy and the soft pity and hard pity and all that kind of stuff, you tend to hit about 1 every 120 over a large sample of pulls. Can even be closer to 1 every 100. Obviously, there's a luck component, as there is with all this stuff. A lot of RNG goes into it. All right, we're going to do 2 more 10 pops. Whose account is this? This is Two Tones. He's in the chat if you're watching on Twitch as K Landry. right, last 10 pop. And of course we hit early. That is the 4th time we've hit incredibly close to early today. I don't know how this keeps happening. We hit at 160, 174, and 177 today. Where did we hit now? That is at 175, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of unbelievable that this keeps happening. So if you want to be conservative and like start stopping at 160, 150, 170, I wouldn't blame you after what's happened to us today. Very disheartening, very annoying. Very annoying. We probably still will do this pity minute because he does want to dip in both. So let's see. Was that 5? It was. So that was the 6th. So 4. So we hit at 166. So we'll do 33. Will take us to 199. Then we'll switch over. That is annoying. And here's my least favorite part of pity manipulation. Single pulling from 190 to 199. This is never my favorite thing. Let's see it. Let's see it. They have this delay now, and we hit early again. This actually happened on one other account today too. So if this isn't Wukong, this is a free legendary right now, because we know we're getting. Yeah, that's a free Lord Phineas that we did not expect. That is a great pull, because now we know in 5 pulls we get our first Sun Wukongers of the day. So actually, kind of off to an awesome start. 3 very, very good units. We got the guaranteed Wukong, plus we got 2 excellent Infernals in Phineas and Setrum. Amazing Abyss ones. Very spicy stuff. Okay, so we're at 3 legendaries through our first 200 exactly. 205, I should say. Let's cook, baby. Let's cook. We still have well over 1,000 to go. Well over 1,000. Now we start hunting. Can we get that Sun Wukong extra copy early? He wants that A3. The guarantee gave him A2. Can we hit this thing? Can we hit it, baby? Can we hit a million other legendary lords as well? I can't get over the 6 legendary lords thing. That is like such an outlier event. We pulled a Leia, a Torador, a King Hearts, a Twin Fiend, and we pulled... Wait, what did we pull? And a Venoma. No, so we pulled Leia, 2 Twin Fiends, King Hearts, Venoma, and Torador. 6. We pulled everybody but Araka and Ajax. 2 Twin Fiends, yeah. Thank you, Aloe Zingy. Yeah, it's 2 Twin Fiends. Mal Devirek says, Fastidious is the king. I wouldn't say that. He said, I followed your advice and got the 2nd Kagiri in a row. So 3 Kagiri today. Yeah, he asked me, he said, I have 35,000 more diamonds. Should I go for another dupe? And I said, I'd take the risk as long as you're willing to accept the fact you might not hit. And I'll tell you, just while we pull over here and get settled in, and I'm doing my pulls right after this, and I have over 1,500 pulls myself to do today. So unless I have God tier luck and somehow pull like 3 extra Kagiris, I'm going to pull all of it. And I will say, if I don't come out of that with at least 1 bonus copy, I'm not expecting more because the rates on these limited banners are so awful. But if I don't come out with at least 1 beyond the guarantee, I might have to take time away from this game for mental health and emotional purposes. Because it's crazy. Someone on Reddit said they pulled 230,000 diamonds. We haven't seen evidence of it, but the fact that like we believe it feels within the realm of possibility that they pulled that many, and they said they didn't pull a single dupe beyond the guarantee. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me know live right now on Twitch, or if you're watching in the future on YouTube, what's the worst you've seen or heard of with proof? The worst I personally had is it took me over 1,400 summons to get my 2nd copy of Diao Chan. But I'm sure someone's done much worse than that. I'm 6'5", says I pulled Leia in the talent banner as well. Solani says he pulled 3 Kagiri plus 3 legendaries and 780 pulls. That is pretty god tier. Here we go. We hit for the first time since the guarantee. Could this be already the dupe that we need? Can this be god tier? Please. Pretty please. Please. Oh my god. Back to back. It's that easy. We're good, baby. We did it. Oh, are these some of the luckiest pulls? This is crazy. We got that free Phineas. We hit early, but it was Setrum. Now we went back-to-back on Wukong, so theirs is A3. K Landry is hyped up. Two-Tone is hyped up. Yeah, we're hot today. This, for me, only further confirms my luck will be bad, but as I always say, I'd prefer you guys get the good luck, and then we film my stuff, and I get the bad luck, and I rage, and it's that vibe. We're fine with that. I can live with that. If it means you guys are gonna get lucky like this. All right, let's take that. Let's move over here already, I think, right? See if we can get the... At least let's go for 2 legendaries, because within those first 2, and guaranteed within the first 3, we're gonna get one of the 2 banner units now with the one-time progressive. And while I do this, Two-Tone, are you going to want to go for more Wukong, or you want to go all in trying to get 1 copy of each of these ladies? What's the plan? What is the plan, my man? We haven't even used half of the rare summons, and obviously the diamonds remain untouched, so we're in pretty nice shape. Who's better to pull? Drat says, who's better to pull of these 2 legendaries? I mean, Talon is a phenomenal top tier unit, amazing DPS. Draylen is a strictly unique hero as the only... ground-based melee AoE damage reduction unit, and the only unit period in the game with final damage reduction. The thing with Draylen is you basically really need the A1 for like the top meta uses of her. The other thing with Draylen is she solves so many problems for so many accounts, but that being said, those problems can be solved by other units, right? She might be the best solution for many accounts for them, and she'll be the best progression unit for survivability, in very hard-hitting bosses like Semra and Abyss 1, Sarion. But we don't need that level of survivability technically, because people have already maxed out that stuff. But if you're progressing, she will be the hardest carry for that. Especially if you get her A1, she will be superior to Pharisee. She will be superior to Narissa, because she's bringing an equal amount of AoE damage reduction and an additional unique stackable buff in the final damage reduction. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, she's going to be a huge carry for that. K Landry says, let's hit 2 legendaries on this banner and then see where we're at. Sounds good to me. Dígame no más. Do you think I'm able to do 224 without Pharisee and Narissa, but with Draylen? So Draylen is really, really, really good for 224. The only thing you have to note is her damage reduction is not going to extend to a second DPS, because she's going to be offset. She won't be on that middle tile. But that being said, especially if you got like an Ardia, a Valara, something really crazy damage and can mostly solo DPS it, or if you build a little bit of tankiness on the side and you've got Sadie to pick up, she will be tremendous in 224. Yeah. And she kind of saves you an extra spot, because she can function, if you could get her tanky enough, she'll function as your mitigation hero. And it's crazy because it's 2 stacks of incredible mitigation with the AoE and the final damage reduction. And she's also going to be a tank. She's going to be there. And she's got crazy shields. She's top meta, I would say, especially at A1 if you have for 224, if you need that. But then again, we've beaten that without her, right? So it's like, I think she's kind of a must go for if you can manage it, because this is so unique and so powerful. But that being said, it's like the kind of thing you can't really tell people you have to go for this if those problems technically are already solved by what we have in the game. It's the problem we always have with new stuff coming to the game. It's like, yeah, technically this isn't, required must pull, because we already had that stuff solved. But that being said, depending on what you have, I mean, this is about as good as it's going to get for certain people. Basically anyone that still needs stuff. Zolub says Valara can go top, middle, and almost solo 224. Valara can't almost solo 224. Valara can solo 224 for sure. At least A1 can. Drat is asking if I have a video, if I have GVG videos. Not really. If you want good GVG videos, I highly suggest that you check out Glace, that you check out Corey. There's our first legendary on this banner. But yeah, if you want to watch GVG for fun, you can watch some of my old streams. Maybe I'll stream it more in the future, but no point in watching me for, expert advice, because I'm no GVG expert. Razak, what an utter disaster. The 200x is now in full effect. We get a 10x multiplicative boost to our 20x. Let's keep going, baby. We just passed 200 viewers on Twitch as well. We got 209 viewers. Thank you guys for being here. If you're new here on Twitch, make sure you follow the channel. If you have a Prime sub, it is the first of the month right now. So that means you get a new free sub to give. Be sure to give it to me if you want, or give it to someone in general, because if you let that go to waste, it expires at the end of the month and it goes unused. But yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube and you just want to check out the Twitch, link in that sweet little description below. Sebastian also has really good GVG content. Yeah. Sadie also applies final damage reduction. That is not true. Unless they changed her wording. Sadie does damage delay. Sadie, I mean, we can actually quickly check that because maybe they did change her wording, but previous to the most recent update, that was a non-existent buff in the game. The wording has been changed on Sadie. That is pretty annoying. That's what they're doing, because that's not what Sadie does. Because Sadie does a damage, like a spread out damage delay effect. Very weird. I don't know how they can even say that. So they're saying she gets a final damage reduction and the reduced damage is delayed. So I guess they don't want you to be able to stack Sadie with Draylon and blah, blah, blah. Very corny, very stupid, but just shows you how good Draylon is that they had to add a whole thing just for that. There we go. Bright and early. Here we go. 85% chance on this singular pull that this is Draylon or Talon. Composite over these two pulls, it's an 89.5% chance. Talon, brand new shiny Talon. What do you want to do, K Landry? Sticking here, going back to Wukong? What is the plan, my man? People are saying now they do the same effect. They don't do the same effect unless they also change the way Draylon's worded. Draylon is not a delayed final damage reduction. Let's see. Unless they change that too. Nope. So hers is like, it happens right at the beginning and the damage does not trickle out. It just incoming damage immediately gets the final damage delay. Huge, go back to Wukong. All right, back to Wukong it is. Back to Wukong it is. We hit again. This is kind of crazy right now. If this is Wukong, if we hit 3 consecutive Wukong, that's not even fair. Okay, there's Crowdor. I was hoping it would happen, but crazy rates. Good sesh, good sesh. I've already lost count. Let's see. We pulled Talon, Phineas, Setrum, 2 Wukong, and Crowdor. 6. SX Rue says, wow, and then once seeing it was Crowdor, immediately says, ew. It's pretty funny. Pulled about 600 pulls. We have 6 legendaries. The rates are here for us right now. Could be a little better though. Could be even better. Wouldn't mind a little better even still. Spicy, spicy. Come on now. Getting low now on the actual crystals. Then we still have our 44,000 plus diamonds to have some fun with. I really think they need to add some kind of like mini progressive to the limiteds for getting your first dupe on a banner. It doesn't have to be it goes from 20x and then you miss it. So I'm talking after the guarantee. There should still be some kind of progressive rate. I talked to the devs about this and they basically said no, but maybe over time we could get them to come around. But like, oh, hit fairly early again. It's probably only about 100 summons. But what I'm thinking is like, instead of being like 10x, it's like 2x. So it goes from like the way it goes on the ancients. It goes from 20 to 40 to 60 to 80. Hold on one sec. Disgusting. No comment. And then once you get the extra copy after the guarantee, then it's gone, you know, the way the other progressives work. But because so many of these exclusives now need a second copy, And because you can easily go 1,000 plus pulls and not get it, I think we need some solution to that. Or maybe if you go 500 pulls after the guarantee and you still haven't hit, then it becomes a 60x, something like that, you know? Someone says, isn't the dev Q&A happening today with some of UCCs? The dev Q&A is on August 6th. It's actually on August 5th in my time zone. August 6th for, I think, everybody else. It's at 11 p.m. for me. Yeah, that should be interesting. Let's see it. Let's see it. Don't even have time to look at epics. No time to even take a peek at an epic. He's gonna have a pretty major sell-off after all this. We're also probably getting, yeah, we're getting close to 1,000 summons already. And I believe we've hit 7 legendaries now. Is that right? Or have we've hit 8? Is it 8? It's 8 because of that Crowdor, right? 8 legend. I don't know. I lost count. Chat, help me out. Help me out, chat. Best right side gear for Talon. Talon's the kind of unit that can wear any right side gear. Infernal Roar, Soulbound Arcana, or Cataclysm all work on Talon. There we go. On a longer battle, I'd run her in Soulbound Arcana and anything but a short, basically anything but a very quick battle. Like a PvP context. Brokir. Tanks for tanks for tanks. Crowdor, Azor, and Brokir. The Brokir dupe will happily take, but wow. Cooling off here a little bit. We're deep into the diamonds now. Chipping away at him. Yeah, Brokir's a great pull. 2 attack percentage, 1 crit damage on Talon. There is no world. Absolutely triple attack bonus on Talon, of course. Bagging Man, DT, Agam, 1, 2, 3. I don't know how I'm supposed to, what order I'm supposed to pronounce those letters. That's 9 legendaries now. Yeah, I think that was our 9th. So pretty good. And we've pulled about 900. A little bit over 900. We are just, these diamonds are melting. Oh, bag 'em and tag 'em. I said baggy man D-tag gem. D-ta gem. No, it's bag 'em and tag 'em. That makes a lot more sense. Bag 'em and tag 'em, baby. Gonna be Mari. This has me really nervous for my pulls. I swear, if I don't pull at least 1 bonus copy of Kigiri, I will probably lose all my marbles. Come on now. Baggy man. Baggy man Dita Gem. Baggy man Dita Gem. Oh, they're making us sweat now, aren't they? I'll be honest, if I was you, I would not be going for A4 Wukong, I think. I think I would have probably tried first to get that 1 copy of Draylin at least. But we're in it now. We're chipping away. He wants to head towards A5. I'm filming. Thanks. You think I'm talking to myself? Oh, I'm doing both. Thank you very much. Oh my god, a Glacius. Okay, they are. We went back to back on the Wukongs, and they were like, "Oh, you like that? You want to never get that again?" They hate us now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Go back to the Talon banner now? Okay. Alzingi says the game allotted us a singular one portion of luck. JMB says, should I A5 Kagiri with my last 2 soulstones? Guys, I'm really happy to always give you advice, but I cannot give you good advice without context. How can I tell you if you should put 2 soulstones to A5 your Kagiri if I don't know what awakening your Wukong is, if I don't know what awakening your Diao Chan is, if I don't know who else you're missing? Valara, like, I need to know context. Otherwise, you can't just give like blind advice or you're going to get bad advice. Double Phelan. My God, come on. Come on. Your Wukong's at A5 and your Diao Chan's at A1, then for sure, make him A5. I mean, what else are you going to do? You're done pulling. It's not like you ever have to worry about accidentally pulling an extra copy, right? Toss him on there. Do I have videos explaining all what, Ajax? Oh, I do have videos. Yeah, I do. Of course I do. Yeah, I have a whole video ranking the priority of every awakening. You can definitely just watch that. That will answer those questions for sure. 85% chance on the next Lego being the rate up? Not at all. Once you hit a singular banner unit, the progressive's gone. So we already hit Talon before. Maybe you missed that, but we already hit Talon before, so it's just a normal 20x. All right, come on. Talon or Draylin? Talon or Draylin? Let's get a new Draylin. New Draylin. New Draylin. New Draylin. Get ready to let me know what to do. Two-tone. Another Talon. A1 Talon. The banner rates are rating. A1 Talon is really good too. But we would like a new Draylin. What's the plan, Stan? Go for Draylin? All right, we're sticking with it. Keep cranking for Drankin. We're going deep, baby. As full tax. Lots of blue, please. 1 blue. Absolutely disgusting. Moolah says, can put 3 unpolished soulstones into Valara. She is? Does you mean to say she is or she isn't? I don't know what ist. Is it because you're German? Of all the words you spoke, so everything else is in perfect English, and now you're writing ist. Is that do you mean isn't or do you mean is? Let's see. Arrogance. Wow. The Draylin's not coming home, and the Sung Wukong extra isn't coming home. What's up, Seagull? Why would you ever make your Valara A4? That's crazy. You never need to hit the in-between awakenings except maybe to get a Lord or an unnameable to A2. There's nothing comes from that. A little penetration, a little attack, maybe like hot sit. Not that you'd ever put a soulstone into her, but like that's a good A2 because she's got such low base attack. But I mean, no. Valara's A5, it's like 15% more damage. Lower cost on Kai. I mean, whatever. I disagree. Attack boost on Diao. I mean, it's very nice. But she's only sharing a fraction of her attack anyway. It comes out to like whatever it's going to be, 50 more attack for everybody, which is something. But I mean, it's just not, you don't put a soulstone in for that. Yeah, much better to get more than A3. That's much bigger. Okay, time for a crazy sell-off. All right, we raised another 18,939 summons. That is a lot. Let's get back at it. Let's get back at it, baby. Oh, I remember when we didn't have storage. It's one of the best parts of the game. Also, them increasing the storage, the move over whatever to 50 is crazy. No, it was the worst thing in the world. I would get so angry if I'd go on an account and they didn't make tons and tons of space, and usually no one made any space, and it was just. I will say back then people didn't pull nearly as much as they pull now, or it was less of the norm. But yeah, so much better now. Such good quality of life. It's 12,531. That sounds correct. That sounds pretty correct. No, he was making a graphic for me very kindly. Buckle up, guys. We're like just only halfway done now, because once we finish these off, we're going to do my pulls. Pretty crazy stuff here. Let's try to hit 2 more legendaries, though, please. And can we please get Draylon? Like, why are we being so goofy about this? Come on, baby. Oh, goodness. Come on, dude. My 2-year is in 5 days, I believe. I think it's August 6th. There we go. Let it be Draylon. Let it be our little dragonborn. Show me Draylon. At least it's new. So now when we don't get Draylon, it'll be easier to get her on the nascent. Jeez Louise. Disgusting. Yeah, let's get some L's in the chat for Magmus. Disgusting. I also completely lost count of how many legendaries we're at, guys, if anyone remembers. Bittersweet, yeah. I mean, it's always good to pick up a new unit. I hope I pick up at least 1 new unit today. Like maybe I finally get a random Fenris or Lynx or Araka. God willing, Narissa. That would be the best thing ever. You should not put 3 unpolished soulstones into Valara. It makes literally no sense. You can put 2 if you want, but you should absolutely, in no world, that makes no sense to put in 3. It's crazy. All right, let's finish this off. We've got a nice little recap here from Saru. We pulled Setram, 2 Wukong, 2 Talon, Brokir, Azor, Crodor, Arrogance, Magmus, and there was one other we did pull, Razak. So 11. We've pulled 11. We would have loved to see a little more, to be honest, but maybe we can hit one more time over here. 11 feels a little low. I would have loved to see 12, 13, something like that. And this many pulls. Yeah, they don't. Some people are asking why there's no Oracle trials. We don't get Oracle trials every week. Simple as that. Oh my God, are we gonna have to do one more sell-off for one more 10 pull? And we only got 1 blue here? What a nightmare. How many blues do we have to sell? All right, they're already all over there, so we don't even have to cut. Let's go over there and let's see. Let's see it, baby. 480. All right, that gets us to 1 more. Please get this done for us. Don't let us end on a fart. Oh my gosh. No, the session went pretty dang good. I mean, we got the #1 thing you wanted, and we got the double talent. I mean, it was a very good session, but a lot of work at the end to try to get this Draylon, and we did not get that Draylon. I will say you'll be able to hit 1 more legendary pity before the weekend's over on either banner. We built a ton of pity now, and to recap, in the end, we did just over 1,600 summons. I believe we did 1,658 summons. 1,658 summons. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been Fastidious. I gotta go do my pulls. If you like this kind of stuff where we do big pulls on other accounts besides mine, let me know in the comments. Let us know how your pulls went. Big thank you to Two Tone, aka K Landry. We'll see you real soon. Share with your mother. Goodbye.
Fastidious.